to Egypt.
Welcome to the Red Sea. Welcome to Egypt. You could start the video with that.
We are now 2 minutes ahead of schedule.
Woo!
So that's good. Thank you very much for that. So, dive number 2. We're going to Giannis D. So a little bit shorter way to go with the Zodiac. And lucky for us, our friends over there did Giannis D for the first one. So they will probably, well, I don't care whether they go for the second one actually, but they're not going to be here. So that's good for us. Okay, so Giannis D. You remember from the first briefing I said this one is the youngest of the wrecks, sank in 1983, and you can see it's not with sails anymore, with a steam engine. So it was launched in Japan, called Shoyo Maru. Pardon my accent, I don't speak Japanese. If any of you know anything about sailing, navy, maritime stuff, you will know that if you rename a ship, it is bad luck. So this one, bad luck to rename a ship.
You did a renaming ceremony.
Well, let's see. It started off with this name. It changed to Marcos. Then it was sold to the Dumarc shipping company, and that's what the D stands for. So it actually changed its name 3 times.
3 times a charm.
Third time's a charm.
Twice.
They took
Successful twice.
They took 3 times to sink it.
Front crew.
Hope I don't get hit this time.
See ya! Have fun! Welcome to one of the most famous wrecks in the Red Sea. Welcome to the Giannis D. And as we drop down, me and Holly are absolutely buzzing for this one. We drop down at the stern section to the deeper part of the reef at 27 metres. And as we move into the back of the wreck, we continue down the corridors where this takes us towards the engine room. And within the engine room, it's over 3 floors, it's that big. You can drop down to look at the engines, the generators and all the infrastructure because it's that massive, this room. And as you can tell, being a liveaboard, there's a lot of divers in here as well. So I start turning back and making my way back out towards the exit. You see Holly sitting in the background saying, "Should we move out?" And you just look up and look at that view. Looking up the chimney with divers coming across, giving that silhouetted famous image. It was spectacular, this dive. You guys are going to enjoy this. As Holly's like, let's head out, let's move out of this wreck. But she's all happy, smiling, having fun as we're going around exploring inside the wreck. As we head out of the wreck to drop into midship and make our way to the bow, this wreck has a bit of an interesting history. Now, as we heard in the briefing, it had its name changed 3 times. And when a ship gets its name changed, it's generally bad luck. Normally it sinks. But this time, it survived 2 name changes. But the 3rd time, it wasn't so lucky. Now, it was originally named the Shoyo Maru. The Giannis D was a 99 metre long cargo ship built in Japan at the Kuryshima Dock Company in 1969. Now, as we mentioned, it had a few name changes, and its final name was the Giannis D. On its final voyage in 1983, the Giannis D struck the shallows of Scuba Abu Nuhas, the infamous reef that has claimed the lives of many other vessels and sailors over the years, gaining its reputation as the Red Sea's naval graveyard. It now rests in about 27 metres of water, but it's covered in coral and it's accessible for advanced open water divers, but because of its depth as well, with the top of the structure around about 12 metres, open water divers can do it as well. But honestly, the Giannis D is truly a spectacular wreck. It's another sight you definitely do not want to miss on your dives in the Red Sea. Now, when you look at the bow and you look at the mast, it doesn't look that colourful, it looks very bland. But when you get closer and you drop on it, wow. Honestly, how do you describe that? It looked so bland from a distance, and when I came onto the mast, it was just full of colour. Look at it, and this is what the Red Sea is famous for. Colourful fish, colourful coral, just colour. And it's just beautiful coming on, looking at it, and seeing how the reef and the ocean has reclaimed this vessel. It is just teeming with life everywhere, and Holly is just loving it, just smiling away and just enjoying the colours that you get to see. And honestly, you just look around and there's schooling fish everywhere, just zooming around the wreck, and we were just loving it, just the amount of life, the amount of colour and the amount of coral, just how the ship has been fully coralised. And Holly's like, give me the camera, because she wanted a shot of me popping up, enjoying the wreck as well, making me be on camera for once instead of always hiding behind it. But as you can see, just the different species of fish on it, it is just spectacular. Even when you move onto the hull side of this wreck, it is still staggering, because look at it. It is being completely coralised as well, with tabletop coral, which you normally mainly see in Australia, specifically in the Great Barrier Reef, but in the Red Sea, it is everywhere on this wreck. Tabletop coral, different species of coral, it is just honestly breathtaking. Now, as we make our way back across the wreck towards the wheelhouse and the stern, this was a cargo ship, and what it was mainly carrying was big planks of wood for like housing, building, for other resources as well. And this wood you can see throughout the wreck, just lying there in big pallets everywhere. Now, there's always a wonder about these wrecks, especially being Abu Nuhas is a really famous area for wrecks. It's known as the naval graveyard of the Red Sea. Now, there's suspicions that some of the wrecks may have been scuttled or purposely should I say, not accidentally, hit onto the reef for insurance reasons. Now, that's allegedly, but we will never know apart from the captains who were sailing and the crew if it was purposely or it was generally an accident. We will just never know, but there's a reason why, there's a wonder why there's 4 wrecks in one spot. Now, we dived the Carnatic earlier in the morning and the visibility was spectacular on that as well. Now, the Giannis D is the youngest of the 4 wrecks on this site, and it is one of the most famous wrecks in the Red Sea, and you can see why. Even moving through the wheelhouse and the stern section of the wreck to the upper levels, you can see it is fully open, fully penetrable, and if you look carefully, you'll even spot nudibranchs on it. Now, as we move out the wreck, as I said, it is very safe and easy to penetrate for divers, but again, only dive within your limit if you go inside the wreck. You can see out on the top of the wreck we have the funnel, and it has the big D for the Giannis D as well, making it really iconic, and it's just life everywhere. But I don't want to take up too much more time on this. I just want you guys to enjoy this wreck and continue exploring this beautiful dive. And as always guys, me and Holly loved this. Holly said this was her best wreck she's probably ever dived, if not her favourite in the Red Sea for sure, if not the world. But as always guys, I really hope you enjoyed coming out exploring this stunning wreck with us, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share our videos, because it helps out so much and hopefully allows it to get out to more people, to inspire more people to explore a beautiful underwater world. It's free to hit the notification bell and free to subscribe as well, but it helps us out so much to share the word. But as always guys, thank you so much, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. awesome dive. You enjoy it?
Lovely.
I was just... Yeah.
It was all like coralized and all the fish. Oh, so pretty. Are we getting in this boat?
No, he's just trying to wind you up. He's trying to...
I feel like he's gonna...
Yeah, no, that's alright. He told me. I went, I'll go get you.
I looked inside and there was many people.
You're not going to get this boat, right?
I have no idea.
Are we getting on this one? Oh, you.
Okay.
Well, that's his wife, so she should probably come up.
You can have her.
Okay, we'll swim to the other boat.
We'll go swim.
We'll swim back to the boat, alright? Yeah, we're right.
Alright, this is our boat.
I wonder why he kept swimming around us.